Hello, everyone. This is Yasser. I'm with Momo Trades, and a lot of few folks know me from the Go Options Pro platform as well. I've been trading for a while, and I've been putting some videos and different content out there for everyone to read. But recently started on this Momo Trades stock-based newsletter, and I just thought of putting a short video out there and for you all to know as in what kind of trades I do, what is my strategy, and a little bit of background and all that kind of good stuff. But yeah, I mean, you will find a lot of really good folks out there educating different traders, telling you all about the different trade strategies out there. So I'm not just trying to discount of any of all that stuff by any means, but I think you should always be on the lookout for new things, new items, new strategies, and if try to see what works, what does not for you, given your trading style and all that information. So yeah, I mean, I'll just put things out there, and it's always good to learn something new. So let me get started with telling you a little bit about myself. uh, my name is, as you all know, Yasser, and I've been trading for about past 14 to 15 years. I love capital markets, and I'll definitely define myself as a technical trader. And I think whatever happens in the markets, it all gets reflected in the price action. If it's earnings coming out, or if it's some news impacting the price, or if it's ascending triangle, inverse head and shoulders, whatever, the price action tells you everything. It reflects all the up-to-date information that is out there in the market for that particular security. So, I mean, that is what my belief is. That is how I like to look at the price movements. And Momo Trades is basically an extension of that belief of, and it takes that reflection into account, into the aspects of the trading that I do. So yeah, I mean, all my trades kind of are based on the notion that everything that the current price is doing right now, it is reflected in the stock price. So, before we get into the details, I think it is important to tell a little bit how I got here, what changed my perspective, and basically, what is what is the way I like to trade. How I got started. So I was when I was going to college, I was really attracted by CNBC's big money talk, and how everybody's getting rich on the because of the dot-com era, and everybody's buying, everybody's going aggressive. And but then what happens in the end? You like to go and become rich in a short amount of time, and you end up losing all of it. That is what happened with me. It did not last long. I was taking, I would say, trades that I did not understand why I was getting into them for the first place. I was just following somebody, and whatever I heard from somebody, and by the time I was in the trade, I had forgotten why I got into the trade. So all those things, I guess, taught me, and always teach other peoples as well, whoever has been trading for long, that these things don't last long. So there's always a naturally a learning curve in one's life. And among other things, I tried different things. I tried fundamental trading, technical trading, and whatever suits me. But then I had to form a viewpoint at the end, looking at all my history, as in what has worked and what has not worked for me. So uh, I think what really matters in the longer run is that you have to be disciplined and objective. You have to let the data talk to you. Whatever, because I'm a technical trader, I do what I consider data or prices and volume to be very important to my trades. So that is what I feel comfortable trading. That does not necessarily mean what you would like to do, but it's always good to look at those things. And then I started reading about candle charts, different technical studies out there. And not everything was for me, not everything I understood, but whatever I did, I tried to go and back test it, see what works, what does not. And I think there, apart from data, apart from trading, there has to be a side in your trading that has nothing to do with trying to make money and all that. So I guess that side is building some sort of expectations around what you need to get out of these. So in order to be successful, in order to be consistently positive, you have to set a reasonable expectation. If you think you are going to strike big every week, uh, or not lose anything, ever, that is not a reasonable expectation, and you will sooner or later burn out. So that is not a good way of getting into this kind of profession. So I think if you want to trade for longer run, if you want to be consistent, think out of it as a business that you are doing. It's not some get rich quick scheme. It is a business. So like any other business provides you consistent, reasonable income, this is exactly what it's going to do. Yes, you will have some losers, you will have some winners, but you just have to make sure that your winners are, more in numbers than your losers, and your losing percentage is less. So, and you will be okay. The net, you will be fine. So, I would say there are four pillars of my stock trading, and I have listed them here. And one of them I just mentioned to you about reasonable income expectation. Because if you have reasonable income expectation, you will not take unnecessary risks. You will stick to your plan, and you will be fine. Even if you lose a little bit here and there, you will come back and be okay because you only expect to make so much given your capital size. Uh, and the second bullet point talks about gradually increasing your position size. And I always stress a lot on position sizing. That is, you have to, you know, start small, make sure you feel comfortable with what you are doing, and then once you have built some sort of history with your trading, go analyze it. Then you can increase your position size, take a little bit of more exposure, larger risk, so that you can manage it properly. You can sleep properly at night. Otherwise, you will just do what 90% of the people do out there. That is, they just try to go big on one or two of their positions, and the third position just takes it all out. Uh, so yeah, and the third is, I think it 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 helped me personally, which is basically sharing your trading results with somebody you you think is trustworthy, somebody, your friend or your wife or your girlfriend, whoever may it be, your mentor. Uh, it just helps, you in keeping you in line, so that if you do something that is outside of what you should not have done, they keep you honest. They and then you have some sort of, uh, I would say, accountability as to if you are trading by yourself, you're accountable, so that if you don't end up doing any stupid mistakes that you think you will regret later on. So it keeps you honest, keeps you in line. And the fourth point talks about that is that when you're entering a trade, make some sort of uh, visual entry and exit point, so that you know that if this is not working, you have to get out. You just cannot stay in that trade for long and think about that it will retrace, or if it will come back to where you had originally wanted that trade to go. So those things don't work. Maybe in movies they do, but not in real life. So it's better to come out early, take the hit, and move on. And this is reality. That's how things will happen. So you just have to accept it. And otherwise, it, if you end up losing money, let's say in some Microsoft trade, I can bet, if you lose big in that particular trade, you will some way or the other start disliking that Microsoft stock, and you will not go trade. So that's exactly where the downfall starts. It has not has nothing to do with the stock. It has everything to do with how you are thinking about that stock, or you are how you are basing your trade on it. So those are two different things. All right, coming back to Momo Trades, what is my strategy and goals? Uh, it's kind of simple. Like I told you, a reasonable expectation of an income. I like to trade my decisions, my trading decisions on an objective plan with like to define my entry and exit points based on my position sizing, so that if I don't make it or if I reach my goal, that is it. I don't even go look back, and I don't. I just go and move on. That is it. And I like to stick with easy to understand and implement trades. I don't want to go and make trades, spread trades, horizontal, vertical trades. I just like to go and either buy or short sell. That is it. Uh, those are the two simplest trades I like to stick with, and though, and one of my strategies to just do short term. I don't like holding stocks for long. I know there are people who like that strategy. There are very successful traders out there who like to do it, but I like to trade to make money. That is to make my weekly sort of side supplemental income that I can go and spend and enjoy on things I like to do. So that is my strategy. That is my goal. I'm not investing for my retirement. I'm not investing or trading for to finance or pay my mortgage or anything. I just want to make some extra money on the side that I can go and enjoy with over the weekend. That is about it. That is my goal. So, and I just want to make sure that my trades are positive consistently so that at the end of the week, at the end of the month, I come out positive. That is it. If I'm not losing money, that's all I care about. And frankly speaking, anybody can do it. If you just stay honest to yourself and be disciplined and objective about your trades, right? All right. This is the section where I want to go talk about how I find my trades, what sort of tools I use, what do I do to execute a trade, and all that kind of rich stuff about my presentation here. So how do I find my stocks? I usually go to these public, websites such as stockcharts.com. Finviz.com is another one where I go and run my scanners that I have built into the sites where they help me narrow down my population of stocks that I want to be looking at to trade. Then I go and refine my search further down by looking at different patterns, candlesticks, sometimes technical indicators as well, although I don't really pay that much attention to them because, in the shorter run, I just look for some momentum and that's about it. And I have back tested those things, and the results are all published on the website under the trading history section. So you can go see. I have some losses, but as long as I am making them up in my positive trades, staying consistently positive, that's all what matters. As long as number of positive trades are more than number of negative trades, that's all what matters. And frankly speaking, let the data speak to you. You don't have to go and guess, hey, this stock I think is going up because it is doing this and this, or it just feels like it's going to go down. No, I just let predefined parameters that I like to use tell me what it has done in the past, uh, and I just go on repeating those things, and that's about it. No, definitely no science, no science to it other than that. What is the frequency? Not say anything particular, but like stick between 6 to 8 trades in a week. Sometimes it could be 10, or sometimes it could be towards the lower range, 5 to 6. So yeah, anywhere between 5, 8, 9 trades a week. Different types of trades I like to do. I like to call them 2 day trades, stretch trades, inverse head and shoulders. Those are my favorite patterns that I am good at. Observing or trying to finding out. And I think I've traded successfully on them. So I like to stick with them. I don't go try to find uh, ranges. I don't go try to find bullish wedges, all those kind of things. I'm not good. My eyes are not good at identifying those patterns. So I just don't go do those things. I like to stick to what I'm good at, and those are the three trade setups that I am good at. So I just stick with those. So yeah, stick with ones that you like to do, with ones that you have had good success with. Uh, you can use any discount broker online, TD Ameritrade, E-Trade, all those. There are plenty of them out there now. Scott Trade is also one of them. I think it's like anywhere between $6 to $9 is the transaction cost for uh, every stock trade. Sometimes they charge more if you're trading ridiculous amount of number of shares, but that's pretty common. $6 to $9. And you can go buy any US based stocks from them. And I do offer auto trading for my Momo Trades website through Global Auto Trading, so that if you have a full-time job or if you cannot commit to trading on the alerts yourself, you can open an account with Global Auto Trading and have them execute the trades that I send over. And you can base them on certain parameters that, hey, if Momo Trades send an alert, but go buy 200 shares, go buy 300 shares, or go buy 5% of my portfolio for that particular trade, or just go buy shares worth $3,000 for every trade, stuff like that. So you can define parameters. You can control that thing, and you can change it whenever you feel like changing it. One of the concepts that is core to my trading is the concept of managing risk. That is very, very important. I always like to limit my exposure, and that is by practicing position management. So, what is the concept of position management? So basically, what it means is that you only want to invest how much you're willing to lose. So that's it for every trade alert. So, for example, if Microsoft stock is trading at $60 and 200 shares cost about 12 grand to buy that, and I want only to expose $300 per trade, how do I do that? So the way to do that is just to go put a stop loss at 58.5. That means no matter what happens, you will get stopped out at 58.5. Um, and you will not lose more than $300, because there's a concept out there among people that, hey, if I go buy 12,000 worth of Microsoft stock, next day, what happens? I can lose everything, or things like that. I mean, it's things like those don't really happen. It's you can control that exposure. So there are ways of doing that, and that's what I like to practice in my trading. And I also go and tell my subscribers about that as well. My fellow traders, I always encourage them to practice that concept as well. All right. So next is the concept of managing risk. Well, I already talked about that, but just this one just shows you the chart, the visual example of the Microsoft stock. Basically, it says that if I'm trading at 64, as you can see, it doesn't go start trading at like $40 a share next day. I mean, things like those can happen, but again, that's not my time frame. I'm only holding a stock for uh, I'd say a couple of hours at the most, a few hours at the most, sometimes 3, 4, 5, 6 hours. That's it. And I just like to come out that quickly. So this is what the trade alert looks like when I send it out. So you can see it's very easy to understand, very easy to kind of follow. It tells you what am I buying or selling or short selling, what price, what kind of a trade is it. Sometimes I will include a chart in it as well, just to kind of help people visualize what my thinking is, and put a stop loss. And exactly the same instructions are sent to the auto traders, and they follow the same instructions, and so that our results match. This is my history since September 2016. I started my portfolio from like $10,000, and I believe it's like the end of February 2017. I was a little over $15,000. I mean, that's about a little over 50% return in about 5 months or so. Like I said, I'm not trying to make about $50,000 from a $10,000 portfolio. That's, you know, maybe there are people out there who can do that, but I bet you they are not sleeping easily at night. So I like to sleep at night. I like to go work out. I like to spend time with my family and my friends and go do things that I like to do. So the way I can do that is just if I discipline myself. I only go open a trade at the last 2 hours of every day, so I can go close it the next day. Stuff like that. I have some rules built in to my trading. And as you can see, it's not an exponential line, but it's a gradual increasing line and I'm fine with that. It will, as long as the slope is positive, I am perfectly fine with that. What is in it for you? Well, like I said, this is not a platform for you if you're trying to strike rich. you know if you want to go make, I don't know, some ridiculous amount of money in a short amount of time, this is not the place for you. Okay. I cannot stress enough. I try to make an reasonable amount of income so that I can go enjoy doing things that I like doing. Just an extra side of income. That's it. You can trade yourself or you can auto trade. I do not play with any emotions. I like the data speak to me. So if something goes wrong, if something goes against me, I get stopped out. That's it. I don't go try to figure out why it happened. You know, what caused the price to go against me. Hey, it does. I don't care why it did. It's just the way it is. That's it. That's it for me. That's the end of it. I go and move on to the next trade. So like I said, it's a strictly data-based, unbiased approach. Nothing else. And it's just something new for everyone. I guess everybody has different strategies. This is a different strategy as well that I like to do. Maybe it will benefit you or not. There's no harm in trying. So give it a shot. And if you have any questions, please reach out to me at there's a form that you can submit at momotrades.com under the join, sorry, under the contact me page, or you can always email me at yasser at momotrade. Actually, it's momotrades.com. I've written momotrade.com. It's momotrades.com. And then I'll be happy to answer any questions. All right. I hope you all have a good day and let me know if you have any questions. Again, it's yasser at momotrades.com. All right. Thank you.